Welcome back to another episode of the Unscripted Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Eduardo, and I'm here with my co-host, Edward. What's up, Edward?
Lancha, Ed. Lancha. I think I'm going to start going by Edward O'Shaughnessy now.
You drinking what is that, a Guinness?
It's actually Harp, but as you can see from the can, if I can get this right, product of Ireland. So it's currently, at the time of this recording, it's currently 9:44 a.m. on Monday, but it's 2:44 a.m. in Dublin, Ireland. So it was the Irish dew. That's the way I look. That's the way I look at it. It was
It's
the
five
Irish
o'clock.
dew.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yeah, you're talking about your Pittsburgh Steelers win in Ireland against the Vikings. The game was at 9:30 a.m., but let's jump right into it. As you already see your background with DK Metcalf showing the L sign to one of the Vikings defenders. But yeah, let's jump right into your Pittsburgh Steelers went to Ireland and got the dub against the Minnesota Vikings, led by Carson Wentz, um, and that defense of Brian Flores. Um, it was it was a good game. I think you guys showed some definitely definitely improvements. Your defense. Um, I think you guys emphasized giving the ball to DK anywhere, any way they can get it to him. He had a big game, 5 catches for 126 and a touchdown. The running game, I think I think a lot of people were very critical with about your run game and trying to starting the run game because as the Pittsburgh Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers are known for running the football and great defense. And also with Jalen Warren being out, I didn't even know he was out.
I was
By
about
that
to bring that up. I guess
by
since this
that
game was so in America, since the game was so like at the top of the morning, I think a lot of people didn't know that. But me
you
being the Steeler fan, I was kind of keyed in. I
you are
knew.
more you
I
are
made
more
my
aware.
I made my adjustments in the morning, but I think the
Yeah.
rest of the public just didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know Jalen Warren was
But
out, and by the time I woke up for the game already started, and I wasn't able to take him out on my fantasy team. But oh well. Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell had 9 carries for 99 yards and 2 TDs. It was his game there. Something about those, overseas games is just that you never know what's gonna happen. Um, you know, Stuff can happen, and like I said, you guys played well. Carson Wentz, 30 for 46, 350 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And the last play of the game, he probably could have thrown like 3 picks in one and all those drives. But
I mean, he
yeah,
played. He just did what he had to do. I didn't. We saw little glimpses, but we didn't really get the full Carson Wentz experience.
yeah,
He just played like a typical back quarterback should.
yeah. And also, like I said, your defense is to note that all two of the Vikings receivers, Jordan Addison, he came back after his injury. But he was injured, right? I think he was injured. And Justin
No, no, no.
Jefferson
Jordan Addison was
was
suspended.
suspended, right? All right. So Justin Jefferson had 10 catches for 126, and Addison had 4 catches for 114. So your defense did not play great. Your secondary did
Yeah,
not play great, but
and that,
you guys made plays when you guys
mhm.
needed to. Um, but still, it still needs to be more improved on your defense. Like I said, you're known for the Pittsburgh defense, and you were playing Carson Wentz, backup quarterback.
I mean,
So it's
I
to
hear
note.
I hear what you're saying, and I get it, but I know a lot of people like put Justin Jefferson kind of like in that class of his own, also like along with Jamar Chase and all the other top receivers in the world. Not saying that's an excuse, but those guys are just different. But the
We have Jordan Addison.
Jordan Addison, I know he started getting some yards too, but I think that last touchdown he had, that touchdown towards the end of the game, it was kind of more on a blown coverage, but it still made for good football. It started getting a little tight at the end, but I knew the Steelers were going to come out on top.
Now, what's your thoughts on that? Them, I like that they went for it on fourth down. I did not like the play call. When I think it was towards the end, right? They went for it. I think Mike Tomlin wanted to kick the field goal, and I think they would have been up 27-21 at that point. And I think the whole office just was like, no, like go back. We want to go for it. We want to go for it because you guys went to the to the goal line, and you guys wanted to score. Obviously, the offense worked so hard to get there, and now they just wanted to punch in and score. I didn't like the play call, giving it back to Gainwell. I feel like they could have done a passing play or something like
Yeah,
that. DK was on fire. You had Freiermuth. You guys have what's his name? Darnell Washington. That
yeah,
big tight
yeah,
end. I feel like you guys
yeah.
could have done something more on the offensive side on that play.
Yeah, that's true. But I think typically in those moments, especially like in fourth down, especially like in like the do or die moments in the fourth quarter,
Hmm.
it's not that you don't have anything planned. I think it's just like you're kind of just thinking on the fly, and like you're also trying to like figure out like what can we do? Because I'm sure Mike Tomlin thinks like I still have confidence in the defense that they can do something, even if the Vikings get the ball back. But yeah, those fourth down situations, especially in the fourth quarter, can get a little stressful. But you're also
Because the
just kind
Vikings
of
could
like,
have scored. The Vikings at one point could have tied the game at that point. It was a moment where they could have tied that game and probably went into overtime. But like you said, your defense made a key stop and you guys won the game. But it's those decisions that you make where you could easily just go for it, get the field goal. But I liked the aggressiveness. I like them going for it. I just didn't like the call that they did and just hand it off game well. I mean, I know he was on fire, but I feel like they could have done
mm.
something better with that play call. Um, that Jalen Ramsey interception.
No, it was
What now? What that pick?
it
Was it
was
a pick? It was not a pick six, right? Or what was
no,
it?
no,
What
no,
happened there?
no. No, Jordan Mason, he carried the ball, and I think he fumbled. Apparently, I guess his legs or his body was going out of bounds, so they ruled it like I guess he was down for contact. But
Uh,
yeah, it was like the first series of the game. I
I
guess
was
he
out.
fumbled.
That's why I didn't see.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
yeah, Jalen saw the live ball, and he just took it he just ran to the end zone, just reacting. But they waved it back. So I guess they ruled him down by contact.
And then his celebration where he pulled his hamstring, and then he wasn't a hamstring, and then later on in the game he did pull his hamstring. But
He had a little nick, but he was still able to finish the game. But that's one thing I'm not liking the players doing in this current NFL. Like they like do a little celebrations, kind of like troll about like they like to troll like, oh, they pulled a hamstring, but like they're just messing they're just messing with everybody. Like, no, I'm fine. But
yeah, that
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 celebration.
celebration that celebration can get a lot of people's necks.
Yeah, that celebration I think it started in soccer. It's one celebration, but yeah.
Yeah, I
Aaron
think.
Rodgers. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Amon Ra did that last week too.
Yeah, he does a lot of celebrations. A lot of celebrations. Amon-Ra St. Brown. He has
Dude,
a
I mean, you
lot of
can tell those
celebrations.
other ones.
Yeah, but um Aaron Rodgers 18 for 22, 200 yards, one touchdown. I think at one point he was what, like 7 for 7. He was protecting the ball pretty well. Like I said, they were giving it to DK, trying to give it to him, trying to get him going. What's your thoughts on the whole offense?
Honestly, right when the Steelers got that position at the 20-yard line, I wasn't predicting it, but like in my head, I was just watching it. Like, I really wouldn't be surprised if DK just like houses this thing for 80 yards, and that's exactly what happened.
Uh-huh.
like, like, it's not just about like what he offers. Like, he's still even in Seattle, you knew like he was still one of the more like great receivers in the league. But it's just also like when you see DK, it's like the same thing with Derrick Henry. He's like a man amongst boys, just like physicality alone. So like I just knew like
And he eats Skittles for breakfast. Remember, he said he has a cup of coffee and Skittles, and that dude is
but,
a freak,
but yeah,
physically.
it just blew my mind like his physicality alone just like went through that entire Vikings defense that apparently that was doing some major damage last week, but
Uh-huh.
kind of looked different this week.
And you can see the Aaron Rodgers and DK's connections is growing, is building, and then you guys have a bye week, right? After this week, you guys have a bye week.
Yes, we do.
It's a little early. That's why I hate those bye weeks where I mean I get it, you guys are in Ireland and it kind of makes sense, and the Vikings they have another game, but I think it's in London, so
Yeah,
it makes
London
sense. But
against the
but
I think the Bears or the Giants, I
no, the
forget.
Browns.
Oh,
Yeah,
Browns.
I don't know if I'm gonna be waking up for that one, but we'll see. Uh, but yeah, those early buys, those aren't that best because the
No,
players get rest, but it's better towards like maybe half of the season. Those are probably like the best time to get those buys. But like I said, you guys have a new quarterback. You guys do have injuries, so we let them
yeah,
guys go in, and then you guys. Right now you guys are first in the AFC North. First in the AFC North. Who would have thought that you guys would be
Up,
top?
up, 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 up.
You guys are 3-1, 3-1, and the Bengals are 2-1. They play tonight against the Broncos. We'll see what happens. That Broncos defense is really good. Um, the Ravens, which let's just jump right into it. The Ravens are 1-3, 1-3, and a lot of people had them winning this division. Um, maybe with the Bengals, but that's with Joe Burrow. Now Joe Burrow's not there, and then the Browns are 1-3. The Browns are going to give you a good game because they have good defense, so they're going to give you a good games. But the Ravens, I think a lot of fans are very, very concerned right now. Um, their defense is trash. It's
Yeah, there's a
horrible.
lot of, I
Lot of
guess
questions.
being so close in the division, I kind of do like hear things. Also, like kind of like what goes on with that particular program, the Baltimore Ravens. Like
Mhm.
that has some similarities to the Pittsburgh Steelers too. Like, they'll run and like playing kind of like how they play too. But I feel like it's kind of like the same thing. Like when it comes to us, like the Steelers are struggling. We always hear like fire Tomlin calls or like fire Tomlin chants. I know when the Ravens are struggling now, people like John Harbaugh is starting to get some of that treatment, but it's still 1-3. The fans they get very unhappy when they don't see like what they expect to see from the Ravens. But
Mhm.
I still think it's pretty early in the season. Yes, their defense they do have some guys injured, but they still have a lot of things to like question. Even their own fan base is kind of not too pleased, especially with Marlon Humphrey feeling like he has time to do his extracurriculars instead of just locking in on the ball.
Yeah, I mean, in this game, both teams, either the Chiefs or the Raiders could have gone 1-3, especially in the divisions that they're in. So it was very, very key for one of them to win. The Ravens offense didn't really get going. Derrick Henry, I don't know what's happening with him. Uh, eight
Yeah,
carries for 42 yards. Justice Hill led the team with 3 carries, 76 yards, a little bit more explosive. Lamar 48 rush for 48 yards, and he did have that fumble. Um, yeah, I don't know
yeah,
what's happening with the
yeah.
with the
Apparently, he
with
also
the
had a
Ravens.
hamstring injury. He also had a
But
hamstring injury. I thought since the game was out of reach, so like John
yeah,
Harbaugh just pulled him in the fourth quarter. But
I didn't even know
oh
Cooper Rush
no.
was on the team. I did, yeah, but they did not look good. But on the other side, the Chiefs, the offense looks more explosive. Xavier where they came back. They're gonna get Rashid Rice
Mhm.
eventually. We
He's got two more
even
games left in his suspension.
they were 0-2. They played the Chargers and the Eagles, two tough teams, two teams that probably going to be in the playoffs. And the offense was looked kind of slow and stuff, but now that you kind of see it, the offense is a little bit more explosive. They're getting there. That's why you can't count the Chiefs. But
Even when everybody saw that they were 0-2, it was like of all the 0-2 teams, the Chiefs, maybe let's put an asterisk on them because like we've seen enough to know like they'll figure it out or like they'll find someone to win.
yeah, Mahomes 4 TDs, threw for 270 yards. Like I said, Worthy came back, 5 catch, 83 yards, and then he ran for 38 yards. Pacheco got his touchdown. Hollywood Brown, everybody got their touches. He passed the
Yeah,
ball.
this Mahomes is looking like the Mahomes with the old haircut, still making
Yeah,
plays.
yeah, and then Juju had 4 catches for 36 yards, 1 touchdown. Like I said, Hollywood Brown even got a touchdown. Man, and then, Chris Jones, obviously, he went to a funeral in Mississippi, was able to make it on time for the game.
Mhm.
Um, and, he stepped up with that defense. So we'll see. And the
But
defense, man, they were putting pressure on Lamar, just like how the Lions were last game. And I think the Lions sacked him like what, 5 to 7 times.
seven
The def
times, yeah.
the Chiefs were putting in the pressure on Lamar. Spags was setting pressure, and he was getting.
I mean, yeah, I just don't know what's going on with the Ravens. It's just
I mean,
the way
I
they
know
put.
I know you're happy as a Steelers fan that they're 1-3. You guys are 3-1. But like you got to understand, like in the Raven franchise, they were favorites to win the Super Bowl. They're favorites to get there, and we've been in the stadium, so we know how the Ravens fans are and how loud it gets.
I mean, yeah, like that's also like kind of brings up my point of like they're also playing Arrowhead too. It's just like I know Arrowhead kind of has like this college environment based on like the recent success the Chiefs have had. So like, regardless of how the Chiefs perform, I know Arrowhead's gonna be rocking. That can be definitely like make things hard for you as the opponent, trying to like get things going. But we can still say confidently the Chiefs are still the Chiefs.
Yeah, and the Ravens, man, they have a tough two games. They got the Texans at home, and then they got the Rams. So those are two tough teams right now. The Texans, we'll see what happens with them. Obviously, they're slowly getting there with CJ Stroud. Then they got the Bears. So they could probably win one out of those three games, probably two out of those three. The Rams, I think offensively and defensively, I think the Rams will beat them, but we'll see what happens in with Baltimore. And then the Chiefs, we'll see what happens with them. Uh, let's
Uh,
also go. We'll see what happens in New York at MetLife. My Chargers took
MetLife, yeah.
MetLife. My Chargers took on the Giants. Jaxson Dart, his first start as a rookie. Um,
I think
the
you see what's in my hand, right?
yeah,
What do you know what this is called, Ed?
Hart.
No, I'm saying like the actual item. Do you know what this is called? Or the beverage I'm drinking? Do you know what this is called?
Nah, nah. What is it?
I believe this is a beer, and apparently some other beer related things might have had a little influence in that
Oh, now I get it. Now I get it.
that Truckers Giants game.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about it. But like I said, Jackson Dart had his start, his NFL rookie start. I mean, the Giants, they look good. The offensively, something they had some energy or some juice in the start of this game, in this whole game. They had some juice. Obviously with Scatterboo, both of them, Dart and Scatterboo, they brought some juice into this team. And this is the thing, like, yes, the Chargers were undefeated coming to this game. This defense has been playing well. Herbert's been playing well, but it just those games where there's a new head coach or a new quarterback coming in or something like that. It's those games where like it's a new energy. The team is more motivated, something like that, and that's what happened. The Chargers one, the Giants put pressure on Herbert all game. They could not. He got picked off twice. Last season he
I
got
mean,
last season he had three interceptions last season. In this game he had two interceptions, and he
I mean,
protecting the ball pretty well.
one of those balls got batted and intercepted by Dexter Lawrence, right?
Yeah, sexy Dexter. Yeah, sexy Dexter scored. Um, Yeah, they couldn't get going. I mean, Mario Hampton stepped up, 12 carries for 128 yards, one TD. I think he's really been stepping up ever since Najee got hurt. Quentin
I mean,
Johnston for sure, obviously another touchdown, 98 yards. But this game is just all about the Giants. Dart played well. I think the defense was. It's kind of hard to game plan for against Dart because you have the only film that you got was like the preseason and that's pretty much it. And you could kind of see that
I
the defense
mean,
was kind of
Dart.
confused.
He went 13 for 20, 111 yards, one touchdown, had 10 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, Dart, he played okay, but I think also maybe like, I think even before the season started, I think we kind of, I want to say like left on the Giants, but I always knew like their D line was kind of like
Yeah,
good, but
the front,
I
the
think,
front, the
but I
front.
think like with our offense, I think they actually are trying to establish a run game and like not really like the pass game will come, but I think they really want to establish more like identity on offense running the ball. I think that's why Cam Scatterboo's kind of really
That
he's
dude
really been.
he's a football guy. When you see Scatterbo and the way that he runs, he is a football guy right there, man. He runs the ball hard, head first. One of those old school football players, and
He plays like he's actually trying to give himself a concussion.
yeah, for sure. But like I said, Dart, him being there kind of opens the offense a little bit more. Um, you know, he can run the ball, he can pass the ball. Obviously, in the touchdown he scored, the first touchdown, he just scatterboo, made a
Just ran
block,
right through the middle.
and he just walked in for the Chargers. Like I said, the Chargers really defensively they were kind of confused and didn't know what to do. Like I said, nothing to take away from the Giants win. It just we also had injuries. Joe Alt came out. Something about that field, that MetLife turf it's horrible.
I mean, you
Um,
say the turf, but I didn't see any problems with Mario Hampton. 12 carries, 128 yards, and touchdowns with a
no, I
4 yard
mean yeah,
run.
but I'm just
So
saying. I mean yeah, but still, the old line it's another offensive line that we don't have. Um, and it's tough. Like when you're playing against those type of defense, you got the O line got to be. We have to have a really good O line just to protect Herbert because he's having an unbelievable season. It just the O line has just been affected. Like we really lost Rashad Slater. Micah Becton came out. I mean he didn't play. And then Joel, I think it's an ankle sprain or something like that. So
yeah,
high
high
ankle
ankle
sprain.
sprain.
So we'll see what happens there. I mentioned the turf. Malik Neighbors.
Yep. T's and
He
P's
got
for
out,
yep,
torn
T's and P's for
ACL.
Rick Neighbors.
Torn
That was just
ACL.
unfortunate.
Yeah, he jumped on the ball and then landed. And once we saw him hold on his knee, you kind of knew that, it was very serious. Like I said, something about that field and that turf, it just they got to something's got to happen. Um, hey, the World Cup is there. The World Cup final is there. So I think it's gonna be grass. It's gonna be grass, but something about that field, it just cursed. It gives a lot of players injuries, season-ending injuries. But we'll see what happens there with like Joe Alt. But you know, it's one of those games
That was
where
strange. Are they the only team in the N- I think they're the only team in the NFL because I know they share the stadium with the Jets, but like they're the only team that actually like swaps like they're constantly swapping from turf to grass, from turf to grass, or like it's just very unique how that field always. I don't know, like they can't consistently just have one material on their thing.
yeah. But like I said, man, it was when like I mentioned, man, the games that the Chargers would have won, those are the games that we would have lost. This game is like, okay, we did lose this game. We would lose against the Giants and Dart first game. There was a chance for us to come back and win the game, but it didn't happen. But we're 3-1. We're 3-0 in the division. We have injuries, but we'll see what happens as the season goes and moves forward. But I do like Dart. Dart played. You can see certain things, but we'll see. Let me see who they play next. They play because
I
once
think
team
they played
has
a
they
another.
play. Okay, okay. They got the Saints. They got the Saints. So it's another team. We'll see what happens. The Saints did give the Bills a game, but we'll see. It's a little. But once that the defenses get to see a little bit more, they can game plan for Dart. We'll see because the next he has the Giants at home. It's a Thursday night game, and then the Broncos, and then the Eagles. So you're playing against two really good defenses.
Yeah, they had. I think he meant the Eagles and then the Broncos and then the Eagles again.
Yeah, yeah. They got the Eagles, the Broncos, and then yeah. So it's those two games, those three games coming. The Saints should be a little bit more easier. Um, so I feel like they could win that game. But the rest, they do have pretty good
And I think they
teams
have
going.
like I think them and the Commanders have a very, very, very late bye.
And it's crazy
So
because
like they
the
get
yeah.
oh they get a bye week to like late November or like December.
Yeah, and that's what I mentioned to you. The early buys kind of suck, but hey, man, we'll see what happens there. Another game we're gonna talk about is the Eagles, man. The Eagles are 4-0, undefeated. They went to Tampa and they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was a very close game. The Eagles did not look good, and here we go again with some drama with the Eagles, just like last season, or was it last season or 2 years ago with the
Talking
AJ Brown
about
situation? AJ Brown.
I know what you're
Remember
thinking
the book and stuff. Like he wasn't getting the ball.
of. I don't
It,
know.
it's an ongoing thing with this man. Like let's say next game, look, AJ Brown had two catches for 7 yards. Watch next game, he's gonna go for over 100 yards. We seen this before. We seen this before. He had like a cryptic message on social media. I don't know what it said, but it's
Yeah,
just like
I think it was maybe like a Bible verse, something about like when I can't quote it verbatim, but he says something. It was kind of like along the lines like if you feel wanted or something like that. But
we've seen this before. Like it's just like I know next week he's gonna have just put him over 100 yards and he's gonna score a touchdown. It just we've seen this before. We've seen this before.
I don't pay attention to the Eagles like that. I remember like
Yeah,
I still remember like those old years where they had like McNabb and like all those other guys that they
T.O.
gave
Yeah.
up. I don't know, like I think maybe like within the last maybe 5, 6 years, the Eagles now I feel like they lean into like being I guess the quote unquote villains of the NFL. It's like
Especially with the tush push. Especially
they
now
have
with the
like
tush push.
they have this whole us against the world mentality, and like I think it just perfectly fits like that city and their culture and what they're about. But I don't know. The Eagles, they're a good team, but for some reason they know how to make themselves very unlikable.
Yeah, but it was a very close game. The Bucks could have win. They made a comeback. In that last play, I feel like Baker, he should have never just thrown the ball because it was still first down, I think, and there's still some time on the clock. I feel like he could have just threw the ball out, or if not there, just get out of bounds, something like that. I feel like he should have never thrown the ball, and it wouldn't have got picked off. But that's Baker Mayfield football. But he did lead him for a comeback, man. And Buka. Yeah, he could
Yeah, I think
he
he's
could be
trying to get
rookie of the year.
rookie. Yeah, he's getting some rookie of the year watch.
Rookie of the year. 4 catches for 101 yards, 1 touchdown. Bucky Irvin, 5 catch for 102 yards and 1 touchdown. The Bucks are a really, really good team. But like I said, the Eagles just they always, even though they don't play well, they always find a way to win. And that tush push, that fake tush push, it's because 2 touchdowns. They did that fake little that they were going for the tush push, and they just handed off one to Goddard, another one to Barkley. They know that defenses they know we're gonna do tush push, but you know what? Here we're
Yeah, they
gonna
got
fake
some
it off.
intel, but like, yeah, let me just like you think I'm gonna like fucking just dive to the end zone now. I'm just gonna put it to the tight end. But I know there are times Jalen probably like just does that with probably like a smile on his face, knowing like I'm just fucking with the defense.
Yeah, they're just fucking with them now. They're okay. Now you want the tush push ban? Okay, now we're just gonna do this little fake pitch to either the tight end or the running back, and that's what they did. And they were very successful about that. Um, but yeah, man, like, do you think it's sustainable for them to look, Saquon last year, incredible season, but right now he had 9 carries for 43 yards. He did score that touchdown, like I said, with a little fake touch push. But do you think it's sustainable? You think they need to have Saquon, you know, rush more, going more as the season continues?
I mean, if you pay attention to kind of like what happened last season, Saquon, he still had a great season, but I think it was towards like the middle or towards the end of the season, like he was really like the focal point of that. Like his running contributed to their win. Yeah, I think you even saw in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah,
It's like you want to conserve Saquon because like he's like the key for this offense, not just the offensive line, but he's a very very key piece for the offense to like have success maybe in the long term, even in the playoffs. So even after the Super Bowl, the Eagles still look to be poised to like they re-signed key guys to make sure like that core is still intact. So they still have all the makings of honestly. I know so early in the season, but they still have all the makings of running it back next year, running it
they
back in the
they don't
postseason.
they don't play well, but they get it done like a good team should. But we'll see what happens. It's a long, like I said, long season. But man, the Bucks and the Eagles, we'll probably see them again in the playoffs. The Bucks are a really good team. Obviously, they're gonna get hopefully get Mike Evans back. They just got Chris Godwin back. Like I
Mhm.
said, and Mbuka, man, he's showing he could a rookie of the year candidate right now. Um, but yeah, let's go for the last game that I mean, oh, wait, before we move on, the Eagles special teams, they're very, very,
Oh
very
yeah,
good. The blocks, another block was
I
a
think that was
blocked
the
field goal.
I, yeah, I think that was the first series of the game too.
They scored for touchdown. You're seeing right now the NFL special teams has been being very impactful, especially these blocks, field goal blocks, punt blocks. Um, they could be very, 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 very impactful and key moments in the game. Was it the Eagles? Who else had a block? Oh, the Bears to win and beat the Raiders.
Yeah,
Um, the Raiders were gonna lead and win the game. The Bears blocked it. I think a lot of these teams are very focusing on block punts and block field goals, and you can see it right now.
maybe
Football's
it
three
has
phases of
something.
the game.
Yeah, maybe it has something to do with like that new kickoff rule and like kind of like how awkward it kind of looks with like the whole landing zone thing. But
Yeah,
I think some teams are like they're still kind of like working on it. It's still kind of a work in progress. But I think maybe coaches emphasize on like doing all that on special teams to kind of maybe have a competitive advantage.
yeah. But like I said, special teams has been very, very impactful this start of the season. And like I said, to end Sunday night in an absolute cinema of a game, and obviously of course, it had to happen in Jerry World. in Dallas, Sunday night football for the whole world can watch. It was Michael Parsons coming back to Dallas in his return after the trade that happened this offseason. Man, what a game. And I did fall asleep towards the end of the game and I woke up to I woke up to the Packers um uh tying the game, like that drive to the last drive for them to tie the game. And I'm like, what the heck am I watching? It was like by the time when I was sleeping, I was like, I think it was the Packers were winning or I don't even know. Um and I this game I was like, okay, man, the Packers got it. The way that the Packers started off this game, I was like, okay, 7-0, then 13-0, 13-0. I was like, okay, it's gonna be a long night for Dallas. Dallas defense sucks. They're horrible. Michael Parsons is gonna show up and this and that, and it
I
was a
mean,
little bit of that, but off
yeah,
both offenses.
the Packers were kind of in control, maybe like in the first quarter, and then like out of nowhere, they kind of going towards. I think actually after halftime, I think I don't know,
Did Jerry go
someone
down
just
there?
got unleashed.
Did Jerry go
So they
down
just
there he did
oh
not
no, so,
he did not want to lose that game. I'm sure he did not want to lose that game, especially with the cameras on him and Michael Parsons and him coming back and then I think before the game, there were he was talking to Pope before the game. He went to the media and was talking about the whole trade and everything, and I'm sure he did not want to lose that game.
even like the intro for Sunday Night Football, I feel like that was kind of like almost like awkward. It was like it started out with like Micah doing like his screen test from his rookie season, and then and then they showed Jerry is almost like talking about Micah, like what he did. And then they followed up with like him doing his screen test as a Packer now.
Yeah,
I guess that was Jerry's kind of awkward way of saying like kind of giving him a tribute without not really like still like kind of like still kind of like flexing with you like I'm still the man, like I run Big D. But
yeah,
it all starts with me. But it was a little awkward. But yeah, the Packers were just in control, and then like after this second half, now actually going into the half, they
yeah. The half. It was the half. After the half, that's when it started going. Uh, a coming out game for George Pickens, and you know more than
yeah,
you know more than anybody. Like I said, he played for the Steelers and everything like that. This was a game that George Pickens had to start, had to step up, and he did, man. A catch for 134, two touchdowns, and that's what George Pickens is. George Pickens football is those amazing catches and that toe tapping, getting inbounds. That's what George Pickens is. Besides all the tantrums and everything, when it comes to
yeah.
football, he is a beast. He's a monster,
Yeah,
and he showed
it
it.
this game did that is the takeaway I do have with this game. This game has showed like when given the opportunity, George Pickens he does have the talent to be a number one receiver,
Mhm.
even with CeeDee Lamb. He still has the capabilities of being like the number one option in an offense. But
He's in a 1 year
yeah,
contract too. So either he could stay in Dallas or he can go somewhere else and get paid. So this is also a thing for him that him having those type of performance could give him another contract, whether it's in Dallas or it's in another team. Because he's also try to get paid too.
no, I understand it'd still be great to still have him in a steel uniform, but proud of the success he's having. Maybe he kills me, maybe it doesn't. I don't know, but yeah, George Pickens, he had like 8 catches for like 160 some yards and 2 touchdowns. I wasn't expecting like a 2 touchdown performance, but the Cowboys, they found a way to call them. They found a way to like kind of like claw things out. Start with that Dak run, and then you have them that deep ball to GP, and then Javante, Josh Jacobs. He had like they started getting Josh Jacobs going again. He had the 18-yard run, and then oh yeah, Romeo Dobbs. He had
The three
the
touchdowns. He had a hat trick.
triple
He had a hat
crown.
trick.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
hat trick.
he had a hat trick. He had a hat trick last night. Three touchdowns, and I think one of them was the Josh Jacobs touchdown was because of Tucker Kraft. He did not score, and so
Mhm.
he got a lot of people that had him in his anytime touchdown part were very upset. But Josh Jacobs got the ran for touchdown. Now, what's your thoughts on that last play? Literally, when like I said, when I woke up and I was like, oh damn, like 30, 40 to
What?
37 in the last play. The Packers could have clocked it because they still had some time. They wasted all that time and then they just threw for the ball. I was like, okay, they're just like, okay, we're just gonna go for the win. Like,
Mhm.
forget this tie. Like, we're gonna go for the win. And with 1 second left, they were able to the clock stopped and they were able to tie the game.
That was probably like the that 1 second really changed. I think that was probably like the
Situational
biggest
football.
blessing they had and everything.
That
But
situational football, and you can kind of see LaFleur and him were kind of talking like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, and they had no
I want to say it
timeouts
was
too.
yeah, I want to say it was miscommunications. Like just going back to like what we were talking about with the Steelers game. Yeah, it's like in those moments, yeah, you prepare, but I think like in actual game action, you kind of just like think on the fly and like you really have to like really think on your feet on like what to do in that situation. So I think
Situational
really,
football.
yeah, really like yeah, the clock was against them. I think they also knew they had no timeouts left too. So
But
yeah,
as a competitive, it's like, first of all, I for some reason maybe I forgot. Maybe like I said, I just woke up. I just thought they were gonna go to a second overtime, just like college football.
yeah, I thought that was the case too.
I was like,
The,
wouldn't they
the
just go to
overtime
second
rules are
overtime?
still very, very confusing in this day and
Honestly,
age.
like I don't know what's your thoughts, but I don't like ties. I think your Steelers had a tie last season or 2 seasons ago. Um, I don't
Last
like this.
time.
I don't like this. I kind of feel like they should just go to college. Like they just go to second overtime, like any other sport would just go to second overtime, and just like college football, just goes second OT and just have a winner. Because this tie is more of a loss for the Packers, and I think it's a win for Dallas.
Yeah, I think even they interviewed Jordan Love after the game. Like tying, tying, especially in American football, is still like one of the most awkward feelings. Like we didn't really win the game, but we also like guess didn't lose. So I'm really at a crossroads. Like, how the hell do I feel about this?
And in the standings, how that all like let because
Funny,
they got to go against the Lions. The Lions are up there.
it's funny you say that now. Like because of that time, maybe it's gonna affect playoffs heading into like probably the final week of the season.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I feel like the NFL should do something. I don't feel they should they just go for another overtime or something like that, or think of something. A little coin toss, and who wins the coin toss wins the game. I don't know. They just gotta like
So
enough with
I
these
guess
ties.
yeah, the overtime rules, I guess both teams get an opportunity to possess the ball and you can still score a field goal, but next possession, if either team scores, the team that scores,
I do like them having the other team to have a chance to score it. Obviously, with the Bills and the Chiefs thing, that's why the rules changed. But I do like it. But I guess if this happens again, like, can they just go to another overtime? Kind of like college, where they just go, they line them up in kind of by like near the goal line, and like they score, and then another team has a chance. Something like that for the second overtime, so we don't have these ties because, like they said, it could affect it, the playoff standings and stuff and who goes to the playoffs. Because with the tie, how the heck do you just? It's all weird to me. This tie,
maybe the whole Micah and Dallas thing maybe had an effect from his alma mater, the whole Penn State Oregon thing.
and he made a big play because Dallas could have won the game because that could
Yep,
have run. That
yep,
was
and
his only sack.
he finally got his sack on Dak in
His
that
all
particular moment.
his only sack of the game was that play, and it was a very. This is why they brought him there. You know, he made a very coming from the other side. Dak was about to score, and he got him by the leg and he got the sack. But because Dak was going to score that the touchdown, and they were probably going to win that game after that. But he saved it, and they scored. They went for the field goal, and to get the game tied. But yeah, I don't like the tie. I feel like they just somebody got to win it in American football, especially in American football. Somebody got to win. Soccer is different, and then if they go to ties, they can just go to penalties, something like that. Just like hockey and stuff. I don't feel good at having a tie in football, especially the National Football League. Come on,
Yeah, funny. It's like I love how Sunday Night Football's theme song is "We've been waiting all day for Sunday night" because I was waiting all day too. I was watching it all the way in the morning and all the way at the
9:30.
end, but
The
I
game
think it
ended
paid
probably like
off.
12:30.
It's kind of funny how this works because, as you can see, I think things kind of pay off.
Oh, your parlay hit. Your parlay hit Josh
It's not
Jacobs.
it's not really what I expected, but I guess the whole
Oh
maybe that
man,
tie was a blessing. So maybe you could have kind of some things kind of void. So
not
I could
nah,
have made
I didn't even know
I could
avoid.
I could have made more, but
Yeah.
I was really stressing. Like so. if I took the money line, what the hell happens? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's screw me over. Like, do I win? What the hell's going on?
And I think I did see somebody have like a Packers or tie halftime slash or tie game. I don't know how people when it comes to parlays, I don't know how people even with their mindset comes in. It's just like, forget it. Like we're just gonna put anything. Somehow somebody put that they were gonna tie the game and they hit, and who would have thought? But like yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
sports betting changed the game. Even South Park's making episodes about it.
yeah. But
It's like it's just like I think at one point like you start thinking like what could realistically happen, but now like we're just in the era where like screw it, try to make money. Whatever happens, happens. Football's
yeah,
back.
and all those people that had Adon Mitchell scoring a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, just it
he had
sucks
a
for them,
he had a Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, some of these players just do your celebration. I get it, like I get it, I get it, like because I've seen like even in Buka, like he just walked back and then because he was good, but he had control of the football. But in that situation, don't be like just walk in, put the ball in there, and then you can do your celebrations and whatever that towards the end because that could cost you in the game. But yeah, man. Any last words? Any last thoughts before we end this pod?
Any last thoughts? I don't know. I think we kind of hit everything, just like special
Yeah, I don't.
teams.
Yeah, I don't know about these two
Special,
games Monday night. We got a doubleheader, but yeah,
if somebody's gonna win that
Dolphins,
game.
Dolphins, I, I say
Look,
the Jet. I say
the
the Jets
Dolphins got.
win. I
I
say
think the
Jets
Dolphins just
win.
got to
Yeah,
win because it'd just be a disservice not just to lose in, like those nice uniforms.
yeah, but I kind of want to see if the Dolphins lose. I want to know what Mike McDaniel says on post game. He always has something to say. So I kind of want to see that. Bengals Broncos. Obviously, I want the Bengals to win just because the Broncos in the same division as the Chargers, but we'll see what happens there. But I think the Broncos win at home with that defense, and you could
I
probably put
mean,
Jake Browning for an interception in that game, and he'll probably hit.
I mean, the Dolphins showed fight last game, and just that Tua just turning the ball over in that very inopportune time.
Yeah, but yeah, man, we'll see what happens in that game. Yeah, man, we'll be back for another episode for week 5 of the NFL. Till then, peace.
Lancha.